What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune in and check out the content. And with that being said, I want to speak on the Dan Lebitard, right? Dan Lebitard made I don't know if he really made a statement as so much if he was asking a question about PEDs and like he's questioning why LeBron was able to stay in the league and play at a high level that he's playing at, and to and really to look as good as he do. He looked like, if you look at LeBron James, he looked like he's in his prime, like he's probably like about look like 27, 28 years old. And so he's questioning and he's saying that if LeBron James, like, is LeBron James really that special? Whereas though he will be able to do something that no other NBA player has done, in NBA history, as far as being able to defy, um, time like that, right? And so I want to play this audio and then react to it, and just give my opinion on what I think is could be going on with LeBron or and the Dan Lebitard situation.
It is nothing more than a bunch of speculation and supposition. However, let's just go over the facts that kind of suggest that that speculation and supposition should probably lead to an investigation. Starting with LeBron is 40, and he has some eerie mass similarities to a guy we remember as Barry Bonds. I don't think there's any question. He is kind of rock solid, something that we see with guys that use PEDs every year, like clockwork. LeBron is going to miss some time, and I don't really care what it's for. He's going to miss that time, and it's usually around the same time frame because when you use PEDs, you need to have a healthy cycle. Doing the same things over and over again helps the body stay in shape. Anybody that uses PEDs knows that. Then you have the situation where a certain company that I won't name, with people in his family and affiliations that I won't name either, were caught in a situation and investigated by a certain group with the acronyms that begin with an F. And even though that situation has not been brought to light from prime time mediation, we all know the court case documents are readily exposable to any public eye. There's never been a link between the two, LeBron and those unnamed sources in that unnamed company, but we all know what's going on here. When you put all this stuff together, there should be a question that should be raised. And if it wasn't raised by the Olympics, who ironically tested Steph Curry and KD, but let LeBron off the hook, I'm sure that didn't have anything to do with the NBA and Nike, who probably know exactly what's going on. But again, this is just one guy's speculation that is nothing more than the breadcrumbs leading to these conclusions. Think of it as you will. All I know is this: LeBron James can easily go get tested at any point on any day. He's on social media, he knows the story, he hears what's being said. He can get all this stuff dismissed with one felt swoop by getting tested and washing this all away. He won't do it. And I think we all, what's up, fam?
Hey man, I just think that
Look, this situation with PEDs.
LeBron is now, like you said, like it's all just speculation when it comes to what's going on with LeBron. Just like it was with what's the guy, Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire. Mark McGuire, when they was playing baseball. But if this ever come out like that, this situation could be true, man. I think that this going to really be bad for the NBA. And I think if LeBron is into something like that, I don't think it'll come out, because it'll probably make the NBA look bad, because how can the NBA really separate themselves from this situation? It'll they almost have to know. It's especially when the guy said, they test Kevin Durant and Steph Curry during the Olympics, right? And here you got LeBron, he all chiseled up, and they just bypass LeBron and go to the two boniest guys on Team USA, you know, especially Kevin Durant. Like, what you going? If anything, Kevin Durant, you know, make him eat or something because this guy is just a rail, you know. But they go right past LeBron James, who's the biggest, you know, buffest dude on the team, and go to Kevin Durant and test Kevin Durant. So that situation just leads me to believe like if there was ever any truth to this situation, that Nike and the NBA would not want this to get out. And so I don't know, you know, if LeBron is on there, but I do know, and I've said for years, like LeBron James always miss, you know, like right after the All-Star game, you know, a couple weeks after the All-Star game, he always get an injury, and then he'll come back after that injury, and boom, you know, it's like he's renewed, he's got a renewed, um, you know, he just looked like a new ball player, and that's just even this season earlier. He went out for a little while, you know, for a few games, and he came back looking good. And so you know, I don't know if they said it was an ankle or something happened to him earlier this season, but he came out, and he came back looking good. And so that has been the pattern for LeBron James, you know. And I always said that they can't really, they have to make it look like he's injured, you know, and he'll go out and come back and he'll look good. And so right now, LeBron James is out, right? So and Luca is running the team, but just watch when LeBron James come back how he plays, you know, and it's like, you know, just a boost of energy. That's just like when somebody have a stash of alcohol in the bathroom or something, and you know, they go in the bathroom and then they come out and then their whole mood is changed, right? So it's, you know, it's just looks kind of suspicious to me. But I think that if he is doing something like that, it just, you know, it don't really, to me, it really don't matter because he's still, no matter what he did, and if he's taking shortcuts, the shortcuts didn't really work out for him, in my opinion. You know, the shortcuts, you know, it didn't work out for him. I still think that Steph Curry, you know, in this era had a better, you know, has a better career than LeBron James. I don't think that LeBron James has passed Michael Jordan as far as being a GOAT. I don't think he's in the same class with Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, none of those guys. So, you know, if he did do that and he thought that it was going to give him an advantage, it didn't give him an advantage. You know, only advantage that he has is that he's able to play for a long time. You know, but it'll, even if he, you know, if they continue to, or I'm saying, even if it never comes out that LeBron James was involved with PEDs, right? It'll show, um, because his body will start to break down. You know, he'll start to have nagging injuries, and I think that that probably, in my opinion, because they had linked, what's the guy name, Tiger Woods, you know, and I think that may have, could be the same thing with Tiger Woods. Like, you know, his back could never get right. And I think that his health conditions may be, you know, him Tiger Woods may have taken some shortcuts. And you know, that's probably why it's affecting his health. So, you know, he can't get healthy. He always has back issues. Because look at how many guys have played golf throughout the years, you know, and how come Tiger Woods, they say, well, because he torqued his body so hard and it just probably pulled his spine out of alignment. But that's the nature of the sport. And so if that's the nature of the sport, then it seemed like that type of injury would be more prevalent. You know, it wouldn't be just Tiger Woods, it'd be a lot of people, even people who are not professional, especially people who are not professionals, because they have they're they're not as disciplined, and you know, they don't have they don't have the form that somebody like Tiger Woods, who is a professional, have. So why is he, you know, having all those issues? And the same thing with LeBron. I think that if he did, try to cheat or something like that, it'll come out. You don't have to wait for the NBA or somebody else to say what the situation is. Only thing about that is that you just can't come on to a platform and say, well, he's doing this or he's doing that, and find yourself in trouble for something, saying something that you're not sure of. So, but those, people just wondering, why is he able to play for so long? Um, and people like, don't give me he's working on his body. He spend, X amount of millions of dollars every year on his body because uh who wouldn't do that? If they thought it was legit, a lot of, you might have Kevin Garnett might still be playing on Paul Pierce, because they could spend, they had the opportunity, they could have spent money on their bodies throughout the years, so I don't know, man. I just think that sometimes people think that, especially the NBA and the media and stuff like that, they think that people really don't they don't think for themselves. And people, people be figuring stuff out. Like I said, they're not gonna say it because they don't want to find themselves jammed up, but yeah, it just and the questions by Dan Lebatard, I think, are legitimate questions. Like, why was he able to, of all people, why was LeBron James able to defy, age, and so, and I think it's a good question. But that's my take on the situation. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.